Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Today we're going to attack one of the most important issues that most business owners face, which is the leads turn cold. Cold leads are a big pain in the butt, to be honest with you, and because of this we want to create an automation that automatically takes care of this, so there is no need of human interaction, and there is no need for leads to turn cold, because cold leads are lost leads, and lost leads is lost business, and lost business is lost revenue. So for that, let's actually jump straight into it. Okay, so never let your leads go cold again, and this is a full Make.com tutorial. This is available almost for free. There is just one little thing that we need to add at the end of the automation, which will eventually become paid, but well, time is money, so let's actually head straight into it. How the lead channel of most businesses looks like is actually very simple, and prepare yourself, fasten your seatbelts. This is drawing class. This is me actually drawing on the PC, which doesn't look good at all, so let's move into it. So most of the businesses, they look like this. They have an ad, which they usually run. The ad has some sort of funnel, the ad maybe has a form, etc. Maybe not, right? Maybe the ad is just them submitting the information, and then it gets transferred to sales. And well, sales then takes care of it, and either the lead is turned into a customer, which then gets added to the CRM, or the lead is lost, and in this case, cold. Now, where there is an issue is through the time delay. If you take a look at it, if the customer submits a form and he actually wants to buy your product, it takes approximately 12 hours to get your sales team to contact them, because of time zone differences, because of, well, just the sales team having better things to do than to follow up with new leads. And overall, it then takes 3 to 4 days to close them and to chase them down eventually until they become a customer. And this is a big problem. And the issues with that is that most leads actually never get picked up. Most leads, most of your customers, get a disservice by not being able to enjoy your product, your service, your features. And this is why it is almost selfish to not install something like that. But if you've already watched so far in this video, it's a good sign that you want to change, and it's a good sign that you want to automate. Additionally, the sales team can't really focus on closing your sale. The sales team can't really focus on actually doing the things that they are intended to do, because they constantly have to keep following up, keep refreshing the old leads, the new leads, right? They constantly have to follow up with the cold lead, trying to turn them into a free appointment, the first consultation call funnel, right? Everybody knows that. And the sales team just can't focus on actually bringing you revenue. And this is something that we want to change with this automation as well. Plus, it's an inefficient way to deal with leads, and inefficiency is lost revenue, so let's get to it. The problem is rooted here. The problem with this is that from the ad to the sales team, there are 12 hours of delay. And this is the first problem we want to actually attack. Because, well, we're not doctors here, we treat the cause, not the symptom. So let's get straight to it. On the agenda for today, we have number 1, every minute of preparation saves 10 minutes in execution. A very good quote, and a very famous quote, which is why we're actually going to go right ahead and put our plan to paper so that we can follow it. And this is something that I would advise you guys to do in any build. Just put it into paper, have a brief overview, already have a rough idea of what it should look like, and then you can go to automating. Number 2, a small step for mankind, but a big one for your business. We're actually gonna implement it, we're actually gonna build it, we're gonna build it step by step. This is a follow along tutorial, so boot your PCs up, grab a piece of paper, and head with me into this. And number 3, we're gonna edit, troubleshoot, and maybe even take a look at the possibilities how this could be enhanced. So if you don't already got your coffee, mine is an iced latte macchiato and a notepad and a PC, then what are you doing here? Why are you wasting your time? Go ahead, put up the PC, make yourself a coffee, get yourself a notepad, and we're gonna attack it. Let's step to the drawing board. So, very good. Now you can see the setup actually from my perspective. What you'll need for this is a notebook and 2 pens. You can use 1 if you want to, but well, I just prefer 2 pens since it keeps me organized and it keeps me well-headed and well aware of what direction we actually want the bot to go in. So what we're going to title this is, we're going to title this project, well, website form anti-leads. I just stumbled and spit a lot of words on this page, but it doesn't actually matter what we title it. But what we need to do first for every interaction, for every step in our automation, is we need to add a trigger. The trigger might be something as a form, might be something, an email has been sent, a meeting has been scheduled, if you need to get the automation jargon down first, I would massively advise you to watch this video, which will pop up right here. This is my complete make.com tutorial, and it explains everything from triggers all the way to AI, all the way to enhancements, to webhooks, to adding it into Google Sheets, etc. So if you haven't got the basics down, I would massively advise you to watch this, but let's actually keep moving on. So cool, we've got our trigger, which is one big step, okay? Now we need to determine what do we actually want to do after that. We want to maybe send an email, maybe send an SMS, maybe schedule a meeting, etc. It all depends on your business. But for my business, let's say we have a form on our website, and our sales funnel mainly consists of meetings. Okay, so we want to book the first meeting in. How we're gonna do that is we're gonna actually send an SMS or an email. We're gonna send an SMS or an email as a block, as a automation, and this SMS and email will consist of set data that we need to get from the form, from the initial interaction. After that, we want to essentially to book in a call, and after that our Salesforce takes over. So this will be then transferred to sales. Maybe there will be a notification, whatever. But this will be the whole process of actually getting our leads to respond and getting our leads to book in an appointment. Cool? Cool. Now we have to understand what does each part have to do and what is the data that we will manipulate. So the first question is data. What data do we want to work with? And this mainly comes from the form. Our form will consist of having a name. It will consist of having an email, a brief message, maybe even a phone number. And we want to see, okay, where do they actually want to get message? So we're gonna get into, how do we label this? We're gonna label this medium. So either phone, and this will be a path in here. So either phone or number. Depending on that, we're actually gonna send them an email or we're gonna send them a SMS. So we're gonna set that up all the way later, but let's actually first take a look at how this will look in Make. Because what we need for this is we need to store information. We need a place to store the information that gets put in our form here, and that later down the line gets transferred to the SMS or the email. After that, we want to book them in, so we need to, well, have the information all the way from the form to the booking in, so our sales team can take over and our sales team is well informed. You can add something in for date. You can add to your data something like, how certain are you? How urgent is the request? How much do you expect to spend on this, etc. You can put all the qualifying questions there, but for this video's sake, we're gonna keep it very, very simple with name, email, message, phone number, and medium. So how will this look like? Well, first of all, we need to have a trigger. The trigger will be a webhook, or not necessarily a webhook, but it's some sort of form. There we go. Form. This will be the trigger. Cool. Cool. Then we'll need to transfer from the webhook, we'll need to transfer it to Make, and Make will take care of the rest. In Make, what we're gonna do is we're gonna transfer it to our stonement of data of choice. This could be Google Drive, this could be Google Sheets, this could be an Excel document, this could be literally anything where you can store data. This could be even a Word document, but you know, simplicity wise, and because I like it, we're gonna use Google Sheets. So we're gonna transfer it to Google Sheets. By the way, excuse the bad handwriting. And after we've got it through to Google Sheets, we're gonna take a look at the data from our webhook and determine, okay, do they want to have an email or do they want to have a number? So an SMS. And this will be done through the medium here. After that, we're just gonna send them an email or an SMS, and additionally later down the line we're gonna take a look at how you can actually enhance this so you don't have to follow up, you don't have to chase your prospects down the line, and just make your life overall easier. So I know, we've already spent a decent amount of planning here, but first things first, we need to determine what does our form actually look like. And I know guys, it's boring to plan, but well, a minute of preparation saves 10 minutes in execution, so let's actually dig into that. So our form will look like, what's your name? Then it will transfer to your message. So what's your request? What's your, well, what do you want? Well, do you already have a description of the project? Do you already have something that we can take a look at? Maybe a website, maybe some documents, etc. All the good stuff. After that, we're gonna transfer it to where can we contact you. Then there will be two choices. Choice number 1, they want an email. Choice number 2, they want to get an SMS. For this, we'll capture the email here. For this, we'll capture the number here. And this is a bit cheeky, a bit tricky, or well, a bit, you know, it doesn't necessarily matter what path they choose. They will still have to submit both the informations, since, you know, it's easier for our sales team to do that. And we're gonna still capture the number. We're gonna still capture the email. Cool. Then we're gonna lead them to a thank you message or something similar like that. And thank you. And close off the form. You can put way more questions down there. But to be honest with you, it doesn't really make sense to add this into the video, because after a set amount of repetitions, you can already do it yourself. So let's keep it simple that way. And now it actually gets interesting, because we're going to get over to the PC. Now we can actually take a look at the automation and get to building our stuff. Okay, great. Now with the plan in mind, let's actually head into it. But before we dive into it, please remember that this will be a bit of an advanced scenario to make. And if you want to skip the learning curve and you actually want to get your work done by a professional, you can always message me. First link down below. So first things first, we need to go and create a form. For this, we can choose Google Forms, we can choose anything that we want, but you know, for simplicity's sake, we're gonna use Typeform because it is a decent service. So cool, now that we've signed up in Typeform and we fill out, you know, the boring stuff, we're gonna start from scratch and we're actually gonna put our form into place. So take your planner and make the form that you want. While this isn't necessarily a Typeform tutorial, well, we can actually build that in as well. We're gonna go, once we have clicked on our form, we're gonna go to add content and you see all these different options here. It's very simple and it's very user-friendly in my opinion. But if you want to get like a short text, a short name, whatever, you're just gonna go to short text. If you want to collect a phone number, if you want to connect a website, if you want to gather an email, you're just gonna press all of these buttons here and put them into order. And well, that's really all of it. There's not much to say here. So let me jump forward to when I actually get to the first choice, which is, do they want to get contacted by email or by phone number? And I'm going to show you how to connect that. Okay, cool. So we've got everything set up, all our questions. The first one, hey, my name is Richard. Who am I speaking with? Just a classic one. Great to speak. What do you want us to help you with? And what I've done there is basically just put in a variable, which you can do if you do add, and then you have one variable you've captured. For example, if you want to put in great to hear, add name, then you just put in add, and then the first one, hey, my name is Richard, who am I speaking with? It's going to get the data and it's going to translate it later down the line to the form. But let's actually delete that and keep it very simple. So now what we need to do, we need to go over to logic. The logic part, as in any software, is always the one where you set paths that need to be followed. So what we have here is, you probably already recognize that we have 2 times an email and 2 times a phone number, and you're wondering what that is for. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in a choice where we have, okay, edit logic, go to, and we have a one choice question, which is what medium is the best to contact you, and after that there are 2 options to choose from. It's either email or phone number. So we're actually going to connect that. How you do this is, first of all, you need to kind of sort your bricks. That is one, well, it's a disadvantage of Typeform, to be truthful, but nonetheless it doesn't matter, we can still navigate that. So what we have here is, great, what number, if all hell breaks loose, what can we contact with? It looks a bit weird right now, but let's actually connect that. So we want to add a rule for our logic. And what we see here is a if question. If, all right, what medium can I chat with is a phone, then what we're going to do is we're going to go to, great, what number can we contact? This is our 6 right here. Cool. Done. We're going to add another rule. If, all right, what medium can I chat with is B, mail. We're going to go to, cool, what email can I catch you with? will catch you via email. Cool, now we've got two rules and we're gonna save this, and it's going to look a bit weird once more, but it doesn't matter, we just need to connect it the right way. So what we do now is we click on the plus and we drag it to number 5. And what we're just gonna go to is we're gonna always go to number 5, because great, what number can we text? And the follow up to that is, if all hell breaks loose, where can we shoot an email to save both options? Cool, we can delete that. Okay, something messed up here, so we're just gonna do it one more time. We'll catch you via email, and then we need the phone number. So great, if all hell breaks loose, blah blah blah, same procedure. And now we have two different ending screens where we're gonna do the same thing. The A basically says, cool, thanks for the time, we'll shoot you SMS, check your SMS. B says, cool, thanks for the time, we'll shoot you an email, check your emails. So we're just gonna connect that, drag and drop, click on always go to B, save, and now it looks neatly organized. We have one problem with that. Cool, now we just need to edit this arrow, need to troubleshoot, because what it can't do Typeform is, simply said, when you have a 5 and a 6, the 5th question and the 6th question, you can't put the 5th question after the 6th question, meaning you can't jump back. So what we need to do is we're going to go ahead to Logic once more, and we're going to put in we'll catch you via email, and great, what number can we text? We're just going to change those two, and then we're going to go to Logic, see if it's fixed. Cool, it's fixed, perfect. So yeah, now we've got everything connected. Now we can actually publish that. Now what we need to do is we're gonna go over to Make. I'm gonna put a link down in the description, not affiliated or something like that, but simply for automation purposes. Make. You can create a free account, which is pretty decent. It has like 10,000 operations on it, I think. So you can do quite a thing with that. And we're gonna press create a new scenario. Great. Now what we want to select is, if we've been on Typeform, we're going to select Typeform. If we've been on Google Forms, we need to make it a bit different. Google Forms. If we are on Google Forms, we can just type in Google Forms and we're going to get a form, or we're going to search forms, etc. Blah blah blah. But what we want to do more or less is we want to go to Typeform. Typeform, and we're going to get a form. Now we just need to add a Typeform connection. And now we should have a connected Typeform connection. So what you can even do is you can go over to your Typeform, and you can, by the way, test if everything works. What you're going to do is you're going to press this little button here. You can put in your names. You can be Daniel. Do you have a message? Well, no, I don't have. No. All right, what medium is most convenient for you to get in touch with? This is what I meant with multiple choice. I want to get a mail. What mail should I choose? Cool. It wants a number. Perfect. Thanks for your time. And we'll catch you in the inbox. It says inbox because previously we answered, okay, we want to have an email. Cool, it works. Now what we need to do is we're going to go over to Make, and we want to add our features, right? So our medium of choice, our storage medium of choice will be Google Sheets, which is why we need to go over and create a new Google Sheets. I already created one, and we're going to title it Website Form. You can put headers into the first line, you can format them however you want, you can put them into colors, you can do with them whatever you want, right? It doesn't necessarily matter, it doesn't necessarily affect Make in any way, shape or form. Then we're going to go over to Make, we're going to press on Google Sheets, and we're going to add a row. Adding a row is simply said just something that puts a row at the bottom of the table, meaning it's going to scan, okay, what's empty, and then it's going to fill that empty space. And it's just a nice feature to have. We're going to choose a spreadsheet ID. First, of course, we need to connect your Sheets account. Then we're going to add a spreadsheet ID. We're going to choose our spreadsheet, and we're going to choose our spreadsheet page. There it is. Sheet name. Sheet name is simply said just the thing that shows up on the bottom left here. And then it's successfully read, name, message, medium, email, and number. It just makes it easier to overlook everything. Cool, we're gonna save that, we're gonna close that. By the way, first of all, let's actually save. After that, we're gonna try out our Typeform. So we want to actually run this module only. Now what we actually want to do with Typeform, excuse me, this was a mistake. We need to go over and put into it a different trigger. So we're gonna go over to Typeform, and we're gonna show more, and we need to watch responses, meaning this triggers when a new response is submitted, and we want to, well, just do that. And we need to choose a hook, my Typeform events hook. We're gonna add a hook, and we're gonna name it, well, Typeform video test. You can do whatever you want with that. We need to choose the connection. Whoops. Add once more. We're going to choose a connection. We need to once more put everything into accept. We need to allow make to access Typeform. Then we have a form ID. We can simply choose my new form because this is the only form that we have. If you don't know what form you have, it is on the top left corner, this one right here. And enabled yes or no. It simply checks if you want to send responses to the webhook immediately, and we're going to put that into yes. Always put it into yes, so we can use it as an actual webhook. Cool, now we can actually run this module only. It contains some errors. We need to put that. Cool, cool, cool. Now it should work. We need to run this module only. See if we submit a form. If we copy link, we see if we copy link and we put it into a separate URL. If we fill all that form up, if it gets picked up by the make integration. So let's take a look, and it picked up. We can check the answers if they're correct. For the answers, we can just open all the boxes. We can check, okay, what did we answer? Yeah, we answered that. Cool. It picked up the form. Great. Now what we need to do is we need to add a row. Maybe it even added a row. No, we actually ran the module only. Now what we need to do is we need to simply put the values in there. So for the name, it's going to be, hey, my name is Richard. Who am I speaking with? It's always the questions. It's always the questions name, the questions value. So for the message, great, this was the one for the medium. Alright, what medium is the most convenient? And we'll catch you via email. Where should we send the message to? Plus, if they don't choose that path, we need to add the other one. So if all hell breaks loose, where can we shoot you an email? For the number, great, what number can we text? And if hell breaks loose, what number can we text that? Perfect, now that's all filled up. We can actually run the scenario and check if it picks up on it and fills out the row. So run this once, make a new Typeform submission. This time we're gonna do it for real. So my name's Daniel. I want help. I want to get spoken to by mail, and I want to get this to this mail and to this phone number, which is my phone number. Now what we see is it picked it up and it submitted it to the Google Sheets. You can see that by the green signs being there. Let's check the mail, or let's check the website form sheet, and we can see that everything got put into its place how it should. Perfect. Now what we need to do is we need to add a router. A router, simply said, is just something that routes paths in different ways. For example, if we then later on the line put a filter into this, we can determine what path the lead should follow. So, for example, if we want to create an email in the top corner. So now if everything's set in place, all we need to do is we need to connect our Gmail, and we want to create an email or send an email. There it is, send an email. You need to connect your connection. For this, as a note, you need to have Google Workspace. I'm not currently signed in on my Google Workspace, and I'm not gonna do that actually. But if you want to put anything in there, you can put a subject in there. The subject line is the heading of the email. For example, urgent request, and then the name of who you're speaking with. And for the content, you can put anything in there and make it like that. But we can actually keep this model on there because we're gonna go over to sending an SMS because this is a bit more complex. The email is a bit more easier to do. Now what we want to do is we want to connect ClickSend. ClickSend SMS is simply something that sends the SMS onto your phone, from your phone, whatever. Send options, we're gonna send it to a number, and the message will be, hello Richard, or hello, not necessarily Richard, that's my own name. We're gonna put in hello and the variable. For the number, we're gonna put in the number. What number can we text? And great, what number can we text? Perfect. It's going to be from Richard. Custom string, we don't need that. Cool. That's everything that should get done. We can run this module only. For this, you need to create a ClickSend account, you need to sign in, etc. But for the sake of this video, we're simply gonna put it very, very simply onto the screen. Now you can run this once, you can see, okay, hey, my name is Richard, who am I speaking with? It's Daniel. Great, if all hell breaks loose, what number can we text? It's plus, so you put your number in there, and what number can we text? We're gonna leave that empty. Okay, we're gonna shoot that, and if all went right, we will see that actually on my phone right there, from which you're watching, a number got texted. And I can confirm it got texted, so perfect, it runs very, very well. Now all we need to do, all that is left for us to do, is we need to set up filters. So if we want to take a look at how the flow works, we're gonna create a form. The form is gonna get translated to Google Sheets. It's going to get put into our sheet, it's going to get put into our database, then it reaches the router, and the router then determines, according to the filter, if they want a phone call or if they want to get an email. So all that we need to do is we're going to go over to this range, we're going to set up a filter and wants a phone call. The condition for that will be the label. So alright, what medium is the best to get in touch with, and it's very important now that we choose the right wording. So for this one, it will be phone or mail. If you put anything else in there, like I want to get a phone call, you need to follow everything to the T, from writing big letters to all the way to small letters, from grammar to anything. You need to put it the same way that you put it into this form. This is very, very important. Other than that, it will not work. Then, okay, cool. What do you want? He wants a phone call. So you're just gonna put in phone. Same for this, set up a phone. Wants an email. We're gonna put the condition in. The condition is that the label is email. You can put any text operator that you want in there, but for this case it makes sense to put equal to. You can put in not equal to if you don't want it to equal to that, etc. So cool, now we've got everything that, and now we can run the scenario once. We don't necessarily need to care about the Gmail account. So let's switch to this camera and see if it actually works. So now that we are on the MacBook, we have our phone ready to go and it doesn't record. What we can do now is we're gonna actually put this live. I'm gonna actually run this, or you can put this live. I can't put this live right now because, well, it's just the Gmail is not necessarily connected, but actually for the sake of this video, let's fix this error. Okay, so I fixed it very, very quickly. I just put a Google Sheets in there so I don't have to connect my Google Workspace account. Still the filter, still the same, all the same, just it upgrades it with he wants an email. Okay, so we're actually gonna test that. We're gonna schedule this. My guy still contains error. Okay, cool, so now we fixed that. Now there should be no errors left. We can't necessarily schedule it yet because it's not a completely wiped out process, but we'll actually run this once. We're gonna wait for new data so we can test this out. What we want to do now is we're gonna go over to Typeform once more. We're gonna create a new link, or we're gonna copy the link and we're gonna create a new form. And this time I'm going to do it for real. So my name is Daniel. Great to speak, Daniel. I need help. I want to get a message by phone. Now we're gonna put in our real phone number because we want to test if this is actually, if it actually does the job. Cool, with my real phone number put in. Richard Arnesy, there's the email. We're gonna wait for it, and it seems like it's got everything done. Now we just need to wait for the message. If it pops up, if it gets shot, we can see, cool, it got shot. There's a info, let me actually check if it's correct. We can see, cool, there are two codes, or not necessarily codes, it's hello Daniel, once and twice, because, well, I actually tested this out before this take. So yeah, that's how you simply set message leads as soon as they fill out a form. Now, I hope it wasn't too chaotic for you all, ladies and gentlemen. If you need further investigation, if you need further help, you can always message me or watch my most recent video. It is CompleteMake.com tutorial for beginners, no fluff intended. It's got webhooks, it's got ChatGPT, Sheets, all the stuff that you need, all the basics that you need in order to get successful with automating. But other than that, let's actually take a look at what the possible enhancements are. Enhancement number 1 is a voice agent, meaning cold calling, or in this case, warm calling. Basically, they submit their number, and the moment they submit their number, the moment they submit the form, they're going to get 10 seconds later down the line, they're going to get a phone call from an AI agent. And you can program that fairly easily. However, it does need a little bit of twisting, a little bit of tweaking. So I would advise you to first of all get the basics down and then make the move to a bit more advanced stuff. Number 2, you can put a SMS chatbot on VoiceFlow. The video for that will be coming soon. And number 3, you're gonna put it into a follow-up sequence. So it doesn't necessarily only send one email or one SMS, but it sends multiple, it waits a few days, sends multiple, then if the prospect replies, it's gonna put them into a chatbot sequence, etc. You can do all that very complex stuff and very advanced stuff later down the line. But first of all, actually make sure that you have the basics down. Or in this case, just contact me and I'm going to do it for you. So if you want to skip the learning curve, ladies and gentlemen, you can always message us or reach us through richard@morninglabs.biz or on our website, first link down below. With that in mind, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you've got some value out of it, remember to subscribe and like so you don't miss any videos, which might cost you a lot of revenue and a lot of lead flow. But other than that, I wish you a great day and I'll see you on the next one.